Welcome to join our training course Database Design and Database Management. And in this lecture, the introduction, I will walk you through what is the database, what is the database design, and I will cover what we will learn in this training course. So let's start by the database first. Database is one of the key components of your application infrastructure. Just an example. When you develop a website for user to register to your service, he clicked the register button. Then the web browser will send the data to the web server. And then the web server will process the data. Finally, he will save the data in the database for capture for retrieve it later on. In short, the database is used to store long-term persistency data. And for easy to understand and for you have a full picture, throughout this training course, we will develop a online photo album system, the database of online photo album system called Moments. And the Moments systems will store following information: the photos, uploaded information, albums, upload history, and comments. The database is a key component of your software. It has a big impact of the software performance. For example, you have a system to load the photo from the database. If you have a bad database design or a bad maintained database, you may have to take a long time, say 4 seconds, to get one photo. But if you have a good system, good database design, you can retrieve the information immediately, say just half seconds to get the photo. The database design in the database role is a blueprint of your persistent structure. When you need to save the information in the database, you need to have some way to design, to visualize, or to structure what you need to save. So why we need a design? Let's take another engineering discipline as an example. In civil engineering or in building industry, when you build a doghouse, you don't need any design. You just do it by yourself. You just need to buy enough materials and make your hand dirty to build a house. But if you need to build a high-rise building, like a 50-floor high-rise building, you can't do it by yourself only. You need different disciplines. You need architect, you need engineer, electrical engineer, civil engineer, etc. to work together to build the things. In this case, you need the blueprint. The blueprint is for all the stakeholder or all the participant to understand what he need to do and what he need to integrate to others. This is the same as software engineering. If you just build a very simple applications, you just do it by yourself. But if you need to build a large system like a supermarket information system, you can't just do it by yourself. You need to have a team to work together in order to build a system. In this case, you need a blueprint, and database design is one of the blueprint of this system. So the different team member can understand what he need to save, how to retrieve the data by just looking at your database design. A good database design serves the goal of maintaining the balance between the database size and the performance. So let me show you a simple example about how to balance this size and performance. Here we have an example that we have a photo. Under the photo, we have the uploaded detail, like who uploaded the photo. This is uploaded by a person called Chris Wong. You can imagine you can save in database like that. You have saved all the photo and uploaded detail in one single table. The benefit is when you want to load the photo, you just need to run single query on the database, and no join, no we select. You need to get the upload information together with the photo. But the problem is you may create a lot of redundant data, like you have a lot of Chris Wong along with all other duplicated data. So the idea could be we can split the photo and uploader in two tables. In this case, the photo saves the photo information, the uploader saves the uploaded information. The benefit is we can reduce the redundant data, and when you update the uploaded information, you don't need to upload a lot of rows in the database. So this is the idea of the database design, and we just do it visually, virtually on the PowerPoint, but it's not easy to draw such things all the time when you design the database. So we need a database design notations. We use the entity relationship diagram, ERD, which is a very classical database design diagram. The ERD is a language for expressing the database design, and it is a visual language. It is graph. You can easy to understand, easy to draw, and ERD is facilitate for communication. The communication here we means to face-to-face communicate. I tell you this entity and the other entity, and also for the documentation features. Then you can get the idea later on by check out the documentation. ERD also presents the data structure and the relationship between this structure. And come back to our example, the uploader, the photo. If you present the photo in the ERD, it will like that, a round rectangle. It's stored about this is showing the data objects about which information to be collected, which information to be saved, and detailed record can be shown in the record editor. We will cover this later on in the coming lectures. So you can see we store the title, the upload name, photo album, and the address. And this kind of data is not part of the design, but it is good for understand how to make use of this table. And as we said, we need to split the uploader and the photo information in two tables. So now the photo in one table, or we call entity, the uploader in other table. So you save or following information for the uploader. So you just have two records of the uploader, Chris, and then you have a lot of photos, and the photo have a foreign key called uploader ID to link to the uploader. We will cover the details about how this linking work and how to present in ERD. Don't worry, I will cover it in the coming lectures. And so let's review what we will cover in this training course. This course will cover the database design, how to use the visual language, the entity relationship diagram, ERD, to design the database. And we have a section to talk about how to generate your design into a production database. Or if you already have the database here, you want to understand the database structure and their relationship. We also talk about how to reverse the database into the database design. So you got the diagram back by the database. And the database design is not a one-shot activity. You need to keep updating, keep maintaining your database, to adding a new column, new entities, or new relationship based on the new requirements you need in the future. So we'll cover how to maintain the database design, is including how to patch your current version database to the new design. Also, we will talk about the data dictionary, which is to generate the full detailed documentations of your database design. Then you can share with your team member that we can work together to deliver the informations, to deliver the systems. And this is one of the reasons why we need such a database design. So we don't just get the database, the production running database. We also got the detailed design blueprint in whatever you like, a Word format, a PDF format, that for documentation purpose and for your team to get understanding in the future. To make sure we keep focus on the best value we can provide, we will not cover such things. We will not cover how to discover the database table, the technique to identify the database table. We will not cover normalization. You can find a lot of information from the internet. And we will not talk about the SQL. We will not tell you how to write the select statement to query the database, to update the database. And again, this kind of information you can find on the internet easily. So we focus on talk about the design and management things. And in this training course, we need following software. We need the visual paradigm, and you can easily got a 30 days free evaluation. So you just go to www.visual-paradigm.com/download to get the software. And when you run the visual paradigm, you just need to select evaluate. Visual paradigm support the Windows, the Linux, and OS X, OS 10. And this training we will base on the Windows, but the same steps, almost the same steps, can apply to Linux and Macintosh and OS 10 user. And the database management system in Visual Paradigm support a lot of different database, like most popular Oracle, the MySQL, the SQL Server. In this training course, I will use the MySQL for the demonstration, but again, the same or similar steps can apply to other database with just selecting different options, so you will know how to do that. So thank you very much for attending this lecture. Please continue to the lecture number 2.